You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Repeats, Sissel's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. What, you don't want it? I'll take it back if you're not gonna. Sissel snatched the Tupperware from Herschel's outstretched hand with a scowl. Fuck off, twat, it's mine now, no take-backs. And, thanks. Heh, that's what I thought. Aren't you supposed to be working on reopening the cafe right now? I know for a fact that you've been procrastinating on that. Herschel shrugged and then winced, clutching at his injured shoulder. I got plenty of time. The cafe is closed for at least one more week while I try to fix up the mess that those thugs made. Gonna set aside some time to join you on your trip to get to the competition tonight. A small smile spread across Herschel's face. I gotta keep my promises, after all. Yeah, of course. Herschel stretched his arm through the window to clap his nephew on the shoulder before retreating with a wave. Don't let me keep you. Tell old Corliss that I said hello. Oh, and I'll see you later this afternoon at the lake. Gotta pay our respects before we leave for the competition tonight, right? Sissel nodded firmly, a bittersweet twinge pulling at his chest. Yeah, wouldn't miss it for the world. He waved as Herschel ducked out of the window's view. After a moment, he retreated back into the classroom, where the rest of us immediately cooed teasingly. Oh, that was so cute! Little Sizzle grabbing lunch from home. You laugh, but guess who's gonna enjoy this chicken potato curry for lunch? Not you. Ouch! Can I have a bite? Of course! Dude! Owen's heartbreak was promptly cut off by the school bell. Hordes of students immediately jumped to their feet and began fleeing the classroom. I glanced up at everyone, curiously, as I shoveled textbooks into my bag. What are y'all's plans for this afternoon? Well, I have to finish packing for our flight tonight. Probably gonna run to the convenience store to pack a few things, too. Oh, I'll come with you. You still can't walk very well on your own, right? You know you don't have to carry me everywhere like a pack mule anymore, right? I can put a bit of weight on my leg now. It's fine, I gotta grab some stuff from the store, too. Owen grinned and scooped Philip up in his arms before carrying him out the classroom like a princess. Philip crossed his arms and did his best to look very upset. This is humiliating! Oh, come on, you love this! Do I? You haven't told me to stop yet! Philip did not retort, but the edge of his lips twitched with a small smile. The two of them wordlessly slipped down the hallway and out of sight. Well, they seem to be getting along. Shocking, really. I always thought Philip would have snapped and strangled him by now. I nodded sagely. Love works in mysterious ways. Just like you know. Okay. The school day flew by before we knew it. Before long, Sissel and I were back in our room, busily packing our bags for the upcoming trip. Things felt relatively calm. Almost too calm. Maybe I just wasn't used to things finally being at peace, but I couldn't help but shuffle about with mild, directionless worry. I glanced up towards Sissel with a worried frown. Hey, Sissel? I know I already asked this, but are you nervous at all about the culinary competition? Sissel hummed absent-mindedly as he folded his meager clothes into a tiny duffel bag. I mean, kinda. I'm not the same kind of nervous from the last local competition. It's hard to explain. And how so? Well, before, I was kind of desperate to prove to everyone that I was worth something. It felt like my entire world hinged on winning this damn tournament. I would be nothing without it. But now? He glanced in my direction and flushed before busying himself with folding more clothes, and then grew more frantic when he realized he only had one shirt left. I grinned and rested my chin in my hand, staring at him teasingly. Oh, and what's so different now? Well, you know, Sissel laughed. Sissel sighed and smiled at me through red cheeks. I've got you now, and my uncle and a bunch of idiot friends who would go through hell and back for me. Before this whole mess, I felt like I had nothing going for me, like I deserved nothing. But now, the national tournament just feels like another bump in the road. I feel more solid, you know? He reached out and gently grasped my hands, gripping them tightly as he tried to find the right words. I'll do my best, but I won't fall apart if I lose. There's still a lot of road left to walk and good people to walk with it. Before, everything in my life built up to that one competition. But now? I interrupted by leaning forward and pulling Sissel into a hug before bombarding him with playful kisses on the cheek. Sissel laughed and patiently allowed me to completely smother him. Now I've got a really clingy boyfriend who can't keep his hands to himself. Oh, please, you love it. I'm allowed to show how happy I am for you. And you've gotten pretty handsy yourself recently. Sissel sighed. Yes, you're a bad influence. I fully accept the guilt. I glanced down at the duffel bag that Sissel was packing and frowned. Inside were a few frayed t-shirts and some old shorts. Modest would be putting it lightly. Sissel followed my gaze and his ears twitched with a faint hint of insecurity. It'll be a short trip. I don't need that many clothes. Don't worry about it. Thinking quickly, I turned back towards Sissel and ran my hands through his drooping ears. I was going to ask if you're planning to go commando on national television. I grinned and threw my arms around his midsection, sneaking one of my hands under the waistband of his shorts. Sissel let out a squeak. Oh, you are? You're a fucking insatiable twat. Yep, I absolutely am. You want to have some quick fun before we finish packing? Come on, we've got time. Sissel let an exasperated sigh before shaking his head. Tempting, but I gotta get ready to meet Herschel for a family thing later. Feels a bit sacrilegious to pound my boyfriend to silly putty right beforehand. Fine. Guess I'll have to wait to be pounded to silly putty afterwards. Sissel shot me a sly grin. It'll give you something to look forward to later. His phone suddenly beeped. Oh, that'll be Herschel. Gotta get going. Are you gonna be fine by yourself for a bit? I'm fine. I got an errand I have to run anyway. Have fun with your uncle. Sissel planted a firm smooch on my forehead before heading out the door. Right as he left, my own phone buzzed with a text. It was a group text from Philip. Hey, Adrian. Jenny, are you two free right now? I think you can do me a favor. What kind of favor? Only if it's fun. It's the kind that'll annoy Morris. Ooh, intriguing. I've got a few hours to burn. What do you have in mind? I need you to get Morse to come to a specific location at a very specific time and don't make him suspicious. Yeah, one problem. Morse gets suspicious every time I talk to him. Same. I don't think he likes me very much. He's less suspicious of you two than he is of me. Just tell him that it's an emergency and get him to come to this convenience store. That'll absolutely make him suspicious. Yeah, but he'll come anyway. He loves you guys. Where did you get that idea? The guy's always trying to stab me with his eyes. No, it's true. Glaring menacingly is Morse's love language. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. Anyway, you guys got about 20 minutes to get him over here. Be quick. By the time I arrived at the specified convenience store, Jenny was already there with her scooter and sipping a cup of boba tea. Her eyes lit up and she waved at me excitedly. Well, you're looking lively today. Jenny scowled and gnawed on her straw. Can you blame me? Things have been so boring after y'all got kidnapped. Every day has just been Gran locking me in my room all day while you guys are busy at school and being hounded by the news. And Gran wouldn't let anyone interview me again. Can you believe it? My first performance on TV was exquisite. I don't think the news is about performance. Incorrect. It's entertainment. Something I'm severely lacking in my life right now. I feel like my brain's gonna start oozing out of my ears. I miss all the action from a week ago. You actually enjoyed getting chased by murderers? Well, no, but getting to hang out with you guys was a decent perk. She glanced at her phone absent-mindedly. Morse is probably going to show up in a few minutes. I texted that we needed him right away and that it was an emergency. What did he say? He asked if it was a Philip's bleeding out again kind of emergency or a nobody showed up for Philip on Parents' Day at school kind of emergency. I just told him yes. Huh. Maybe he really does care. Second gallon, water time. And I'm going to plug this thing in. Okay. Alrighty. Do you have any idea what Philip's up to? Jenny shrugged and sipped her boba tea. I've got a hunch, but we'll see. Her eyes lit up. Oh, I think I see them. Hurry up and hide behind a bush. Where? Ah! I yelped as Jenny grabbed me by the hood of my jacket and yanked me behind some shrubbery. I collapsed under a pile of branches and leaves just in time to hear the ding of the convenience store doors opening. Owen came out while carrying a very indignant Philip on his back. Again, I can walk by myself. And shop by myself for that matter. You can put me down. Owen smiled softly. Nah, I don't wanna. What are you gonna do, run away from me? Philip grumbled under his breath but didn't argue. All right, my noble steed, let's find a place to sit and relax for a bit. I could use some fresh air. As you command, princess. Owen bowed dramatically and almost dropped Philip on the pavement. The two of them strolled towards a nearby park bench and sat down in a comfortable silence. The minutes passed leisurely in the cool afternoon air, with neither of them uttering a word and simply enjoying each other's company. After a beat, Owen spoke up in a quiet voice. So, I was wondering if we could talk. Philip's ears twitched and he glanced up at Owen warily. About us. Philip paused and took a sip of his coffee. What's there to talk about? You know, our quiet, unspoken thing. It won't be unspoken if we talk about it. I think I can live with that. Philip hummed under his breath, as though mulling over it for a moment. He set his coffee cup onto the park bench with a quiet thunk. Okay, let's talk. There was another long silence as the two of them sat silently on the park bench, staring out into the street without looking at each other. After a beat, Owen took a deep breath. You know, I thought you died. Last week at the warehouse. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you. I worried. A lot. You came to the warehouse to support me in my dumb family problems, which was already incredible considering what my family did to you. The thought that you might have died because you were trying to help me. Philip cut him off sharply. I didn't die, and you're not your family. Don't marinate in guilt over stuff they did. Owen let out a quiet laugh. I'm not here to go off about how guilty I feel. It's just that I realize I really care about you. That's all. Philip swallowed, his lips tightening to a thin line. He reached down to take another sip of coffee. Thank you. They sat in silence for a while, with Philip squirming uncomfortably as though struggling for words. After a beat, he looked up with a contemplative frown. I care about you too. Owen suddenly burst out, cackling. Philip scoffed indignantly. Wow, that's how you react? Ha! Sorry. It's just that hearing you say something as simple as like I care about you was like pulling teeth. Is it really that difficult for you? Philip tried his best to look very displeased. This is what I get for being sincere for once. They chuckled together for a while. Owen leaned into Philip, who didn't resist and cautiously leaned back. He smiled. You know, I've enjoyed our little song and dance. I don't recall dancing at any point. Oh, you know. I'd ask you out in an obnoxious and over-the-top way, and you'd tell me no while trying not to laugh. But you never tell me to stop. Philip paused and took another sip of coffee. Do you think it could ever work between us? As we are right now? Probably not. We could try, if you want to. Philip sighed and kept his gaze downward as he absent-mindedly swished his coffee. I can't give you what you want. You know that, right? You supported me when I needed it, and you push back when I get too passive and spoiled. I don't think I would have had the guts to confront my family if I hadn't met you. Philip smirked. Always happy to say no to a rich idiot any day. But... He gazed down into his own hands and swallowed. Maybe one day I'll get better, and I won't get repulsed and panic from something as simple as a hug. Maybe I'll always tell you no, but never tell you to stop because maybe one day I want to say yes and be able to live and love and hold someone without this revulsion gnawing inside my skull. But I can't. At least not as I am right now. Alright, y'all. I have to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. I gotta get ready for work. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!